client of mine that I met earlier on this year from Hands on Health. And Hands on Health is a non-for-profit organisation on the Mornington Peninsula that assists people that are less fortunate than ourselves. So I feel very blessed to have Carmel here with me today, because I know it's not the easiest thing for her to be telling us about her story, but she's braving through it, and I think it's a wonderful story, and she's continuing with it. So I'd like to introduce Carmel. Welcome, Carmel.
Thank you, Chrissy.
And the first thing I'd like to ask Carmel is, what was your life like prior to coming to Hands on Health?
Chrissy, I don't think I had a life. The last 10 years I've been really stuck, and I was really sort of down, very obese, and I couldn't walk at all, and just a lot of health problems, and I thought I was sort of a little bit in a black hole, and I couldn't get out of it.
So what was it that led you to find Hands on Health and start to change things in your life?
Well, I met a beautiful doctor, Dr. Nick from Dramana Family Doctors, and I think he's my guardian angel, but I think he saved my life. He put me on the right track and told me about, Hands on Health and all the things that I had to do. But first thing he told me is my mind, no need going on diets. I think it's just my mind. I had to change everything, and that's what I feel I'm doing right now.
So what was the first thing that changed your mindset and made you, or helped you to make a decision that you really finally wanted to start doing life differently?
Well, I had nothing left. This was either this or I was going to die. I knew I had nothing left, and I think going to Hands on Health really saved me, because I've just been taught about everything it's not about diets and everything, it's just about everything, the whole health, issue. And I had to learn. I didn't know how to meditate. I didn't know how to do anything like that. Well, I tried meditation, but then sort of coming to Hands on Health, of course, meeting you, Chrissy, you really taught me all this. And I feel so different. I'm a different person. I feel excited about life right now. I feel I just want to live this. I want to do it. I want this so much.
So by practicing, like coming and meeting everyone at Hands on Health, like Mary and all the truth, most of the people at Hands on Health volunteer their services, as it is a non-for-profit organisation, and it is on the peninsula, and I don't think there's a lot of people out there that even know it exists. So we have several chiropractors, a naturopath, a massage person, a hairdresser, a girl that does makeup, comes in and volunteers their time to help these people less fortunate than ourselves. And of course, my part in that is the mindfulness. So I help people with their mindsets, and Carmel has just been an amazing inspiration for me. I've only been working with Carmel for 7 months now, 7 or 8 months.
Yes, 7 months, yeah.
And the transformation in what she's been doing, and I know that in her own mindset she's believing in herself. Would I be right in saying that? So she's doing this now for herself, whereas previously you felt like...
I always did it before for somebody else. I wanted to be accepted, or I wanted to do this. Like, for example, there might be a function, a wedding, and that's years ago, because I haven't been at any family function for, I reckon, 10 years. I just didn't want to be seen. I was just this huge person, like when I went to Hands on Health, and I didn't want to go in. I was with my walker, on my walker, and this lady come to the door. I think she thought I was going to run, but I couldn't run. I couldn't even walk. And she's this beautiful lady, Mary, she come and with this smile, and yeah, welcome, welcome. And I thought, oh my God, what am I doing here? I was so scared. And then I saw all the help that there was, and I was...
And you've been able to take that on board too and start... What Carmel's actually introduced is changing things in her day. So now she's believing in herself, and she's taken on board eating healthier foods and not so much going on fad diets, but just taking better care of herself and exercising daily. So now Carmel goes down to the pool. Would you like to share a little bit about that? She does this every single day, I might tell you.
When first day I went to the pool, I was so scared. And I had this huge beach towel around me, and I'm looking around, and there was this beautiful lifeguard. I go, can you please turn around? I don't want you to see me. And I couldn't run, but I had to go down the ramp, and I'm walking slow, and I'm praying, oh, please God. It was like I was doing this walk of shame, but I had no confidence. But now
she's out there ripping the towel off, popping in the pool.
Yeah,
so share with the people, since you've been on your little journey so far, how much weight you've actually lost. And she's still going. So.
Well, I've lost 45.1 kilo, and I take one day at a time.
Yes, that's amazing, Carmel.
But I don't feel I'm on a diet. I've been on diets, they don't work. I'm just healthy eating. I exercise, I drink plenty of water. And
what does Dr. Nick think about everything that you're doing now?
He's so proud of me. I've been on diabetics. I was a diabetic for 39 years, and I had blood tests and no medication for my diabetes, and blood test shows that I'm not even a diabetic anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like, it's
so
amazing.
How amazing is that? Just the fact that she's now off of not all of her medication, but off all her diabetic medication, and that's only happened in the last 7 months, is that right? Since she started doing all of this work on herself. So I think it's a real attribute, Carmel, and you should be extremely proud of your achievements.
I am proud of myself. It's funny, I believe in myself. I know I'm going to do this. I deserve it. I really deserve this.
And how are you feeling now in your day
Chrissy,
today?
I feel so good. I really feel good. Because I want this so much. And I think meeting you, Chrissy, you've really changed me, because I've been on diets. I've done this before. Usually 3 months, that's it. Well, once I started coming to you, but telling you the truth, you knew I didn't want to come to you at first. I was scared. No. I was really scared.
But you were brave enough to take that first step and work with the meditation and the mindfulness that we've been working with, which is a credit to you, Carmel. It really is. And I think the first point of difference I'd like to talk or ask Carmel if she can mention was, what was that decisive moment where you realised, I can't do this anymore, I've just got to really do something to change my life? Now, I know you've already shared this with me, so I remember you mentioned something about the evening where we organised a documentary called The Connection. That was a documentary, we had a viewing of that on the Mornington Peninsula, and it was a fundraising evening for Hands on Health, and that was organised with myself and Kimberly Furness and the team at Lotus Chiropractic Centre in Mount Eliza. I run my mindfulness courses there, and that was a great night, because that was the deciding factor, wasn't it, where you really kind of watched that night and said, wow, I really need to make a difference in my own life. I need to do something for myself.
When I did come to the connection, I didn't know what I was expecting, and when I walked in, I could hardly walk, and then I had to sit right in the front. I was very nervous, but that was the best thing that ever happened to me, because it's just, listening to Craig speak and listening to other people, you know, people with MS and people with cancer, and I thought, well, wow, this has helped them. There's hope for me. And I thought, that was a big turning point for me, and I thought, I can do this.
And the viewing of the connection was something that I chose to do, and we had 350 people there that night, and the person who actually organised that film to come to fruition, Shannon Harvey, she is a journalist, and she travelled the world for 3 years educating herself on her own condition. Now, she had an autoimmune disease, and I love how now that the medicine world and the holistic world is becoming more working together, which I think is amazing in itself. And
definitely.
I just want to put more of that out there. And so by having a chat with you, Carmel, you know, you're a real life person and you're doing all these things in your everyday life. Carmel's a person that really has taken it all on board, and she's practicing every day. And as she said, she takes one day at a time, which is often what I tell people. And I think it's the consistency and the commitment. And once you change your mindset, that's probably the first thing that you have to start with. Isn't it, Carmel?
Oh, definitely.
If you haven't got the right mindset, nothing seems to work. So Carmel's still on her journey, and I love the fact that she's shared all these things with me and with you too, because I know that there's probably a lot of people out there that are feeling stuck and in a bad place, and they're not quite sure what they can do to help themselves or educate themselves. And sometimes it's really just about finding the right place, the right person, and taking that very first step to start creating some change in your life. So I'd like to thank you, Carmel, so much for sharing part of your story with us.
Oh, no, thank you, Chris.
And we look forward to hearing more from you and your journey. And
much slimmer
yes.
person.
Oh, well, you're doing well already. 45 kilos, that's a massive feat to just in itself, and I can see it in your face. You're just beaming now, and so much personality and so much wisdom, and you're an amazing person.
Oh, so thank you.
I'm just hoping that Carmel's story will inspire some people out there that may be in similar sort of situations or wanting to do something, that it might just sort of help you to take that first step. Thank you very much.